How's it going, guys? Nate here. Welcome back to another video. I know every time I seem to be starting videos recently, I start off saying I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. But yeah, sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I've got a lot of things going on right now, decisions about universities and football and whatever. So and also it's really annoying that because of my computer, it sort of limits the variety of videos I can make at the moment. So yeah, it's just all squad builders. But yeah, here again with another video. In this video, another squad builder, two squads in this one. Both teams that going into Foot Champions, if maybe you get some money for Christmas that you're going to spend on FIFA, you end up with 100, 150, 200k. Two teams that are going to really do well for you in Foot Champions. Now, the two that I've gone for, I've done this purposely. The first one is going to be 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. The second one is going to be 4-3-2-1. Personally, I think they're two of the best formations, and they're quite clearly two of the most popular formations this year. So I thought, let's just make a new video, two squads that will really do well for you on Foot Champs around Christmas time. And yeah, let's jump in with the first squad. This one is this is the 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. And this team is a squad that I use on seasons, and I've used a lot more of this one, and some of my favourite players in it, and it's so good. And I'll explain why as we go through. Starting off in goal, I've got Diego Alves. Brilliant goalkeeper. Diving, reflexes, fantastic. 6'2", a little bit small, but he is great goalkeeper. Right back, my favourite right back on the game in Daniel Carvajal. It says I've played 11, but I've probably used him over 250 games plus this year, which is just ridiculous. Really overpowered, such a great player. Next to him, I've got my trusting partnership at the back of Sergio Ramos and Mario Gaspar. Now, if you don't have this Mario Gaspar, obviously you can't get it anymore. So I would say maybe go for the inform Inigo Martinez. Let's quickly compare their stats and see how they match up to one another. I imagine that they're quite similar. There's his inform. Yeah, I mean, where it matters, Martinez is better. Brilliant defending, brilliant physical. The reason I said about him is because they're both similar height, 5'11", 5'10", and you think, well, why would you want somebody that height? But I think it's really good to have someone who's quick and short. You know, that they seem to stay very grounded, seem to be more agile, stick on strike as well, and their balance is brilliant. So I love having a smaller centre-back. And then Ramos is obviously insane. 190 games he's played for me, and he's just unbelievable. I literally can't seem to make teams without him. Too big of a miss not having Ramos at the back for me. In at left back, one of my favourite left backs, a left back I've used for years on FIFA and absolutely adore him, is Tremolinas. Very similar to Carvajal in stats. They're both just two really trustworthy fullbacks. Get the job done. Quick, strong, good on the attack. Just brilliant defenders. Now in CDM, I've got inform Mario Suarez. I think you're not really spoilt for choice when it comes to CDMs in the La Liga. I would maybe say that Nzonzi is better. I literally just use Mario Suarez because he's first owner. I wouldn't get normal Nzonzi over this Mario Suarez. I'd get Nzonzi's inform over him, probably. But yeah, seeing as I've got him for free, he's played over 100 games for me, and he's brilliant player. You could probably pick him up around 15k as well, which is crazy. Right centre mid, a player that I haven't enjoyed on previous FIFAs in Coca. There's just always been something about him. I feel like he's never offered something incredible. He's always been just basic, and you don't really ever notice him. So I've always avoided him. But this year he's brilliant. High work rates, which I think is very important to have in your wide centre midfielders in this formation. Them 3 goals that he scored were absolutely unbelievable. One being a free kick, and the other 2 were just screamers from about 30-35 yards out, and both really important goals. Really important goals. So Coca and Turan would be my two go-to wide centre midfielders in this formation. Turan obviously insane, high work rates again, and you will notice that. You will, if you play against your friends, they'll be getting frustrated thinking, why are they losing everything in the midfield? And it's because of these two men here who absolutely dominate the midfield, up and down, up and down. Really annoying to play against. And in cam, I've got Gomez. Now, you might think that's a bit strange. He's not really a cam. He hasn't scored for me yet. But in previous teams, I know that he's got a brilliant long shot. I just haven't made use of it because I've got two strikers that are always given a better option than a long shot. But in 11 games, he has got 11 assists, which is insane. The reason I've got him is because I've got two short strikers up front who you'll see in a minute. So having someone 6'2" sitting there, with a part, it says 80 passing on his card, but I can tell you now with Catalyst, I guarantee, I don't know this for a fact, I guarantee his short passing and long passing is both over 90. Somewhere around 92, 93. He's insane. Such a good player. He positions himself perfectly at the top of that diamond. And is one of my favourite players this year. I've used so much of him. 3.3k. This midfield is absolutely unbelievable. Up front, I have got Correa and Vieto. Now, Correa may be a player that's used a lot this year. Not necessarily, not as much as he has been previously. Reason I've got him here is 83 pace with Hunter goes to 95. His shooting is insane. The overpowered double tap B, a cross goal shot that everybody seems to be doing this year. Correa is the absolute master at it. His dribbling gets him round defenders. So good. 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Just the definition of a nippy striker in Correa. 11 games, 14 goals and 8 assists. So good. And Vieto, a player who I haven't come up against this year. But looking at his card, I'm not surprised really. Because people would see that 76 pace and then think, well, he's not very good at anything else. In regards of he's not strong, he won't win anything in the air. The reason I got him, 85 dribbling, 4-star skills, high-low work rates. Them three things are unbelievable. His passing's great, and I don't pay too much attention to pace this year, simply because I know what Hunter can do. So chucking that onto him, I know that takes his pace to 88, which is great. But sometimes he does feel a bit slow. What I like to do with Vieto is stand off a defender, flick the left analog stick side to side. Literally, their defender just turns inside out because his ball control and his footwork is so unbelievable. Finesse shots are insane. His finishing's great. And my favourite thing about these two is that they position themselves perfectly. And I honestly think the reason Gomez hasn't got any goals for me so far isn't because he can't finish and isn't because he's not good at shooting. It's because every time I think, I'll hit it now, one of these two are getting in a better position to just play them through and let them score. So they do the perfect job up front. This is my favourite team so far this year. I absolutely love it so much. It is brilliant. But yeah, that's the first squad builder. Custom tactics all stayed the same with cover. Player instructions, I have my fullbacks on stay back while attacking. I've got Mario Suarez on stay back while attacking. And then I've got both the boys up front on stay central and getting behind. And honestly, guys, a go-to team, this is it. Even if you don't have the coins, I would say instead of Gaspar, get Martinez. You should be able to just get Suarez anyway, he's about 15k. But if not, who could I say? Camacho is really good. He's actually a brilliant CDM. Not used often enough, in my opinion. And then instead of Ramos, Varane. And there you go. You've got yourself like a 25-30k absolutely unbelievable team. There's the first team. Moving on into the second one, which is the 4-3-2-1. In some instances, it's quite similar. We've got Alves in goal again. This time in right back, we've gone with Danilo, who I do prefer Carvajal, but Danilo is very close to being as good. Same centre-back partnerships. I really struggle. I've been trying to think of and try and play with new squads that don't have these two at the back, but at the moment I can't find anyone who does anything better. So I'm not just going to make a video and say, yeah, go with this defence because it is nowhere near as good as this one. I am still trying to look for a partnership at the back that is as good as this. As soon as I find it, I will make a video around it. But yeah, this time at left back, I've got Costa. Costa, Tremolinas, literally so similar. Look, all of them stats, they're very, very similar players. The reason I go for Tremolinas in the other one is because I just like him as a player in real life. But I honestly cannot tell the difference between the two of them in game. So don't think Tremolinas is a much better option. Also, Costa is very important for chemistry in this team as we go and get Suarez. Same player again, I know. So far we've got 4 players, I believe. The same as the last team, but who knows? Maybe you also want to have 2 teams, and this is a good way to do it, to use some of the same players. So yeah, Mario Suarez in there. So all of these players you're familiar with, I imagine. Now, this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting. And this team, compared to the other one, what I like, the other team I sort of use more when I think I've sort of have a craving of getting the ball down, playing some nice football, and really enjoying FIFA as a footballing game. And then I use this team when I want to be sweaty, score sweaty goals, beast players all over the place. When you see my front three, and even just that midfield, you will think that is an unbelievably sweaty team. Centre midfielders. Joseph Souza, for some reason he cost me 1,300 games, which is honestly ridiculous. 1,300 games. 1,300 coins he cost me, which is crazy. But 6'2", very well-rounded card, so strong, and he's an absolute animal. Using quite a lot this year. A few sort of cheap teams I'll be trying out, and I've had him a couple of times in the draft. And he's a beast, honestly insane. Next to him, Tapau, exactly the same. A bit better defending, not as good passing, dribbling stats, but he's just sitting there in the middle. I like to say it a lot, but he's like a third centre back, just very, very solid. And then we've got Suarez, who I spoke about before. All three of my midfielders being 6'2", they're going to win everything in the air, and they just boss the midfield. It is insane. Left forward, another non-red. Please don't let non-reds put you off, because Jeremy Lenz is unbelievable. Such good pace. Well, if you was to put Hunter on him, I've just left him, and he's absolutely fine. I've used him in a few different teams. I had him and Sosa in another team, so I know exactly what they play like. But yeah, very well rounded. 70 physical on a left forward's brilliant. 81 dribbling, 76 shooting, 75 passing. His physical, his passing, dribbling don't need to be touched. I would actually say to put Hunter on this card, which would take him from 83 pace up to 95, 76 shooting up to 86. So imagine that card right there. 95 pace and 86 shooting. That would be unbelievable. If it was rare, a little bit of a higher rating and in a good league, he'd be worth millions. Definitely get him. Brilliant, brilliant player. Up front, we have got the sweat man himself, Emenike. Now, Emenike, oh my god. He is just, he's so good this year. And I rarely come up against him. He's got high low work rates, perfect. 6 foot, perfect. 80 physical is more than enough. 75 dribbling is actually not bad. But then you've got bad passing, decent pace, and meh shooting. With a Hunter card again. 95 pace, 84 shooting. Finishing is insane. His finishing is brilliant. Just don't try a long shot with Emenike because it probably won't go well. Right forward. The reason I made this team upside down, where you should be upside down, overhead kick Musa Sal. Look at the state of that card. Under 30k, you're getting 87 pace, 86 shooting, 80 physical, 84 dribbling, 75 passing. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the skill moves. But this guy is an absolute tank. Shoot from anywhere it's going in. You're in behind a defender, they ain't getting you back because he's too strong. He is the perfect striker this year. I've got Hawk on him, which I actually don't know what Hawk does, unfortunately. But I'm going to guess that it'll probably take his pace to around 92, 93, his shooting to around 92, 93, and his physical to about 86. I think. I think it's sort of 6 or 7, 5, 6 or 7 plus on the free stats for Hawk. But that card is just mental. This team is brilliant. I know it says I haven't played with it yet. I have played with it. I had this team previously, just with a different back line, and I didn't like it. And then realised, well, if I just give it this back line... Because the problem with it beforehand was that the defence was bad. It was a full Turkish League team, and I just couldn't defend with it. But obviously, now I've made it have this defence. The attack, there was no problems with it. It was absolutely brilliant. I was just leaking too many goals, so I just know that putting this defence in will sort my problems. Yeah, there we go. Player instructions. Stay back while attacking on the fullbacks. And it might be a little bit surprising, but stay back while attacking on all of the midfielders. Reason being, you will be locked down at the back. Nobody is coming near your goal, because these three are just going to bully them away. And if they manage to get past what's almost like a back line, they then have to deal with this. And the reason I don't worry about putting on stay back while attacking, these three can do it on their own. They really can. I would put stay central and get in behind. Sorry, stay central and get in behind on MNEK. Stay central and balance on Lens, and then stay central and balance on Sal. These are the two teams. I really hope you enjoy this video. I hope you use one of these teams, if not both. And I'd like you to let me know, if you do choose to pick up either of these teams, let me know how you got on with them. Hopefully well. I get on well with them, so I imagine you should too. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I know I said it last time that I'm going to try going back to daily. Right now, daily videos isn't likely, but I seem to be doing like one a week or one every 2 weeks, which is not good enough. So I'm gonna set myself the target of 3 videos a week for now. I do want to be going back up to daily, but right now with the equipment I've got and what else I have going on, 3 is a bit of a push, to be honest still, but that's what I'll go for. Not far off 50 subscribers. I think I need like 12 or 13 more subscribers to hit 50, and obviously when I do hit 50 I'll be doing the £25 PSN or Xbox credit giveaway. So make sure you subscribe and you're around for that. As soon as I hit 50 subscribers, I'll be chucking it in with whatever video I make. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to stop talking here. I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.